Today we decided to go for a trip outside of Edmonton and visit antique stores in Calmar, Alberta. Come with us. So Calmar, Alberta is located about 40 minutes south of Edmonton, Alberta, where I live. And it's only got a population of 2,200 people, but they have two big, giant antique stores. And this is the first one. It's called Loganberry's. And she also has a selection of really nice dress clothes for ladies as well. And as you can see, it's kind of a odd mixture of antiques as well as vintage stuff. So she's got a little bit of everything from clothing to jewelry to antique toys to vintage toys, little bit of furniture, just a little bit of everything. So I quite like this store, and the lady that owns it is actually quite a nice lady as well. So you can see here she's got a very large selection of sterling silver jewelry, so great place to visit, absolutely wonderful. And just a little bit of this and that, some advertising stuff, quite a lot of vintage toys. Unfortunately, no vintage miniatures, which is of course what I'm always looking for. But yeah, just kind of a nice afternoon out. Now, isn't that a nice chair? It just looks so cozy in that lovely Archie Bunker kind of style. Just want to curl up and read a book in that chair for sure. So I'm just kind of panning through the store and kind of showing you a little bit of everything that she has to offer. I was able to actually buy a few things that were small, not exactly miniatures, but yeah, I did buy a few little pieces. So yes, I just, you can see how absolutely jam-packed this store is. You can barely move in it. There's so much stuff. So I really, really like some of the furniture items that she has in here. They're really quite lovely. So this cabinet here is my cabinet. I call it my cabinet because this is the cabinet that has all the tiny things in it. So you can see she's got a fairly good selection of Limoges and lots and lots and lots of Wade and lots of other little tiny trinkets and treasures as well. So Wade, for those of you that aren't from Canada, they came in the Red Rose tea box back in the 60s and 70s. So, and see, she's got plenty of little tiny things. I just love all these little things. So especially the little blown glass animals, aren't they precious? And I cannot believe it, I found 4 more of my little pewter chairs that I like to paint. They're pretty hard to find, so here they were $3 a piece, but you know, I don't mind paying that because you know, it's so difficult to come across anything in my scale. I'm thrilled to have it. And I found some more little animals, so I guess all of my doll houses won't have to have raccoons in them anymore, or chickens. And this is the name of the store, Loganberry Antiques and Curiosities in Calmar, Alberta. Just a great place to visit. The second store I visited is Yesterday's Treasure, also located in Calmar, Alberta. And this store is very large, so they've got a huge selection of vintage and antique items, and it's actually quite a nice store. Check that stove out. Now that would be closer to 1/6 scale, so Barbie scale, but it's a tin stove and it is just absolutely beautiful. Had that been even 1/12 scale, I would have purchased it for $32. But unfortunately way too large for my use, but I thought it was just gorgeous. And you can see here, those salt and pepper shakers are pretty cool. You could actually use those in a 1/12 scale dollhouse, no problem. So she's got everything from toys to kitchenware to fine china, quite a lot of crystal. There was a good selection of antique bottles, and look what I found. So it's a little porcelain, well, she calls it a porcelain stool. It was $3. And but I would use it as a side table in one of my houses. So I definitely am taking that home with me. You better believe it. And here's some little, I guess they could be used as dollhouse dolls. However, a little bit too big for me. And quite a good selection of toys. She really had quite a bit of stuff here. And then, of course, a little Christmas corner. So they have just a little bit of everything. So some Dolph up there on the top shelf, and some more toy cars. So everything is kind of mixed together. I don't know for sure, but I think there's several vendors that all carry their wares in this store. It just sort of seems that way from the way the price tags look. And yeah, just a little bit of everything. I just love this little store. It's too bad it's so far away. It's a 40-minute drive for me. And check out this grandfather clock. Isn't that magnificent? I wouldn't even say that is vintage, but it's still very beautiful. And a little organ and old-fashioned telephone and a toy piano. Oh, a harpsichord and more toys. So there's just kind of, and I like the way it's all kind of mixed together. Look at that, 1950 cereal premium. So these are all things that we used to get in the cereal boxes back in the 1950s. And then they had quite a large selection of that stuff. And more cars, dinky toys. And yeah, it was like a lot of fun. I mean, more than anything, it was fun just to get out of the house. So my car broke down a couple weeks ago. The transmission went on it, and I had to go and buy a new used car. So I ended up with a 21-year-old Chevy, but it's got really low kilometers on it, and this is the first time we took it for a highway drive, and it seems to work quite well. Thankfully, because there's nothing worse than being grounded without a car. So it's too bad new cars these days cost so much. They're just absolutely way out of my price range. And you can see here there's some more fine china, and it's just kind of mixed with antique tins. And I'm not sure if I caught it or not in the video, but they had a lot of antique bottles. And check this out. Oh, I just love these creamers. Aren't they adorable? Just like the little miniature ones that I bought for my dollhouse. I'd like to thank you very much for watching my video today, and thank you to everyone that's donated to my Buy Me a Coffee fund. If you're not already subscribed, please subscribe and hit that like button, and have the best day ever.